What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the AFC South Roundtable. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you all today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do want you to know that this stream is being powered by BetUS. You'll receive more info on that in a moment, but they do have a promotion for you where you can get 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Using code YouTube150. Okay. BetUS, if you're looking for a sports book, make sure that you check them out. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But AFC South, thank you for tuning in. This weekend was a roller coaster weekend up and down the division. You had division rivals, conference rivals, all type of crazy stuff going on. We are going to break it all down here right now, okay? We're going to start out bringing our host in. They're excited. They're ready to talk about this weekend. And listen, let's hear what they have to say about everything that went down. Let's start out with 4th in the division. Yes, there is places technically where the playoffs started today. There is a 4th place in the division. We're going to bring him in. Shout out to Derek with the Colts. What's going on, man?
Should be freaking second. I don't like these standings at all, but hey, listen. But anyway, listen, man. Yeah, there was a lot of bad coming out of the Indianapolis Colts this week, but there was a little bit of good. Some things to really look forward to for this season. Not giving up hope on this team just yet. It certainly was a bummer to lose at home the way we did, but certainly does have me a little bit excited about the future of the Indianapolis Colts, especially with Anthony Richardson. Let's get it.
Anthony Richardson, we're going to get into that and more right here on the AFC South Roundtable. Let's go with the 3rd place team right now in the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's up, Andy? Talk to us, man.
Oh, man, I am down bad right now. The Jaguars had absolutely no business losing that game. I mean, they were about to go up 24-7 with 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and just fumbled. The next thing you know, one play later, 80-yard touchdown. The game's 17-14, and all the momentum went the Dolphins' way. And the Jaguars somehow completely choked. It was an embarrassment. One of the most disturbing losses I've seen the Jaguars have in a long time.
Man, oh man, a lot of heartbreak in Duval, but that's all right. We're going to break it all down during the show. Let's go with 2nd place in the division. Y'all not going to believe this, man. 2nd place in the AFC South after week 1, the Tennessee Titans. What's up, Rossi?
Man, I was all bummed out, since the loss, and then I come in this show and TD tells me that the Titans are 2nd in the division. And I'm like, hey, we're sitting pretty, But nah, I mean, one of the worst plays I've seen by a quarterback in my time of watching the NFL was Will Levis. I don't know what he was doing at the end of the game. We'll get into it more. But, you asked me if there was any breaking news out of Tennessee. And I the breaking news is Will Levis actually, I heard that he actually put light mayo in his coffee that morning. And that was the reason. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, is that what we've come to in Tennessee? Oh, yeah. man. Tough time. Mayo. Tough time, but it is week 1, Rossi. We don't want to overreact like everyone does in week 1. We'll see how it plays out long term, but I got some questions about that for you coming up. Well, let's go ahead and get to number 1 in the division. The team that won the division last year. The champs on the top of the mountain. The team that can't be stopped right now. The Houston Texans. Ruben!
What is going on, everyone? H-Town till we drown. What did I say? The Houston Texans were going to walk into Indianapolis and walk out with a horse head flung over their shoulders. All this offseason, I heard all this talk from Zaire Franklin, from EJ Speed on their podcast. Oh, we're ready for week 1. I didn't feel their presence whatsoever. This has to be a horrible after week 1 for the Indianapolis Colts with so much expectations heading in to this season.
Man, oh man, we're going to break those games down, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do, make sure that you hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe right here to the AFC South Roundtable. This channel continues to do bigger and better things every single week. So right now, we got 150 people watching. Take the time and punch that like button to show your love and support for your favorite creators right here on the AFC South Roundtable. All right. Currently, we only have 33 like buttons hit. So that means over 120 people have not punched that like button. Punch it now and subscribe to the channel. All right. All right, so let's dive right in. We really need to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot going on in the AFC South. First and foremost, I want to start out with UCF Jaguar. Tyson Campbell got paid, but now he's dealing with the hamstring injury. What could you tell us about that? Is this serious? Is it long-term, short-term? What do you have on that right now?
I mean, anytime you have like a defensive back or a wide receiver, something like that, pull up with a soft tissue injury, it's never good. And like I think he's going to be shelved at least half the season. I just hope that the Jaguars don't push him back too early. He was having a good game to start off, and then he hurt his hamstring. And last year he started out the season really well, hurt his hamstring, and then came back too soon and just wasn't the same player. So it sucks. There's no way around it. I mean, there's no the next best, like the next man up mentality thing. Just the guy's just not as good as him, and it's going to be a real struggle for our defense. Especially when you lose your cornerback one. It's a premium position, and we're going to struggle because of it. That's for sure.
So does the team go outside and look for some help, or is it truly just going to be next man up?
I mean, maybe we'll see what's out there. I'm not sure who's available. I know, everyone talks about Lattimore from the Saints, but like how realistic is that? You're gonna give up, a decent amount of draft capital and you maybe pay him. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they go see if they can swing a 4th or 5th rounder for somebody, but it's just kind of an awkward time to make a trade right now.
Man, oh man, decisions have to be made in Jacksonville. Hey, I want to go over to the Colts real quick, Derek. Talk to me, because we're talking about injuries right now. Juju, is that official, just done?
Yeah, that was reported at 4:00 that he is being placed on season-ending IR. That was Rappaport that I think had it first.
So what are the plans for the Colts in that situation? How are they going to overcome that? Do you know?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I'm very upset about it because I spent the entire offseason talking about how he was actually healthy this offseason. He was going to have the offseason to get better. And I thought this was going to be a year where he could take that next step. And before his season even starts, it ends up, ending his season. And the worst part is I don't even remember what play he actually got hurt. I could have sworn I saw that dude finish the game. I don't know where he got hurt at, but it really freaking sucks. I don't know what we do from here. The Colts just signed a guy off our practice squad as if that's going to really do anything. The Colts had the 27th worst pass defense through week 1. And I don't necessarily think that's going to get any better. As a matter of fact, it could potentially get a lot worse. You already have a bad secondary and you just lost your best outside corner. So it's really going to hurt us. I think we're now starting to get to the point where Colts Nation is saying we need to do a serious secondary overhaul this next offseason. Like, there's a lot of people that need to be gone. There's a lot of people that need to lose spots on the roster. There's a lot of people that need to be replaced. So there's a lot of what ifs coming for Indianapolis already.
Man, oh man, time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go over to Tennessee real quick. Can you fill me in on what's going on, Rossi, with Everflus throwing Levis under the bus?
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, there are reports
didn't
blame on him.
That he was what?
Yeah, he said that he said if we had just punted on 1st and 10 every drive, we would have won the game.
Oh,
I mean,
you're talking about Callahan, not
yeah,
Everson.
Callahan saying that.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, I said the wrong
That's
name.
what threw me
That's
off.
me.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was necessarily throwing him under the bus. I mean,
Oh,
Callahan was
Sounded like it's me.
Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I think
He literally just said if your quarterback wasn't out there to make him throws, then you would have
If I didn't give him the ball, we would have won. That's
No,
Wow.
I get that, but also I think it's a wake-up call. I mean, he said that they went over it just prior to that play. He said, "Look, they haven't done anything all day. Caleb Williams has not done anything all day. Our defense has shut them down all day," and they did. I mean, it was a dominant. I mean, one of the most dominant performances I've seen by a Titans defense. And he told Levis before the play, he said this in the press conference too, that, hey, just we're up. Basically don't screw it up. And he went out there and screwed it up. And I think it's just I mean, he probably is throwing them under the bus a little bit, and deservedly so. Like, hey, dude, it's the NFL, brother. Like, you either got it or you don't. Do it or you don't. And I think it's a wake-up call because they do have Mason Rudolph, I'm not saying he's the answer, but I think he's a guy that can at least make some plays and play better than that.
Man, oh man. I'm going to stay here with you though, Titan Rossi. How do you feel about the addition of Pollard? And then, there are reports today that the Titans have a new game plan. They want an even distribution between Pollard and Tajay Spears. What happened there? What's causing this?
I think Pollard had the hot hand. I mean, and I think that's how it might need to be. I mean, I think Pollard is more the pure runner, and he's got a lot of pop. Like, he's looked great all camp. It showed during the game. He hits the holes. That's what I like about Pollard, man, is like he sees a hole and he hits it. You know what I mean? He's just a good, pure runner. And I think that Pollard is going to be kind of the 1A guy. But no, Spears needs to get in the game. He needs to get some action. He's great at catching the ball and all that, and he makes plays like that as well. So, I'm sure they want to get the ball in Spears' hand, but hey, I say roll with the hot hand. If Pollard's a hot hand, then let him go.
Wow, man, oh man, decisions. UCF Jaguar. Talk to me about star wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. being one of 6 nominees for Rookie of the Week. What did you see? What did you love? And is he as advertised?
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible. I mean, the first Jaguars touchdown was basically caused because of him. I mean, he went in the end zone. Jalen Ramsey got called for pass interference, and then put the ball at the 1, and then ETN ran it in. Later on, man, it was an incredible play, incredible throw by Trevor Lawrence when you see that developing. And, he got into the back of the, end zone and caught it for a touchdown. Obviously, the Jaguars scored 17 points. So he was directly attributed to, the Jaguars being able to, get those touchdowns. But it's just unfortunate they didn't go to him in the second half. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what the game plan was for the Jaguars in the second half. They were just like sitting on the ball the whole game like a bunch of scared weenies, but it's what we did. So yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. deserves all the flowers, but he probably won't get it because the Jaguars coaching staff didn't want to utilize him. So bravo Jaguars management.
Oh man, listen, man, he's just a stud, man. And I'm showing out as a rookie. You got you something for the future. Now, I know you've been quiet for a while, Ruben. It's time to go over to the Texans. Mixon, FedEx Ground Player of the Week, potentially. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it was very surprising. I haven't said this in years, but the Houston Texans won the game on the ground, over 200 yards of rushing. Joe Mixon had 159 of that himself. He also had a touchdown. It was a spectacular day from him. This offensive line was run blocking very well. We'll talk about the pass protection later. But for Joe Mixon in his first ever game as a Houston Texan, kind of proving the doubters wrong, because when the Texans made the trade, when they gave him that 3-year extension. Joe Mixon's washed. He is near 30. He do not look washed in week 1. Now, I don't want to see any other Joe Mixon games with 30-plus carries. I still think there needs to be a offense run by the passing attack. But Joe Mixon had a fantastic week and excited for the rest of the season with him.
Man, big week by Mixon. Real last question for you, Ruben. How do you feel about your new addition wide receiver, Stephon Diggs? Has he been drama? Has he been good? What has he been for you guys so far?
So let's call it right now the honeymoon phase, right? I'll be naive to ignore his previous history, but he had 6 receptions on Sunday. 2 of them were for touchdowns. The last one was, the touchdown to put the game away. He said he loves being in Houston, and for right now, I'm gonna take his word for it. He had a big impact in the game. Of his 6 receptions, 4 of them were key. One was on a 3rd and 12 where he got us into field goal range. 17 points were because of Stephon Diggs. And, he lived up to the expectations, and I'm pretty sure we'll get a game pretty soon where he goes absolutely crazy. The yardage is not going to burst out or surprise you on the stat sheet, but when you look at the catches and you see those 2 touchdowns, Stephon Diggs had a hell of a week 1 also.
Man, oh man, that is just a little bit of the news going on right now around the AFC South, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into some of the super chats. First, I want to say thank you for those who do donate to this channel, helping your favorite creators. And Leon Yoder said, UCF, my condolences for having TD Fins for a host this week of all weeks. I feel like Titans and Jags fans are experiencing similar depression this week. Sorry about that, UCF. It wasn't planned that way.
I'm just glad I'm not on his channel or the AFC East Roundtable right
now. Oh, man. Then we have Denny Band said, Duval, bounce back season. How you feel about that one, UCF? Is it bounce back season?
I mean, when you look at that week 1, I mean, the loss absolutely sucked, but I mean, you very well could have beaten a playoff team. It's just, at least we weren't like our opponent next week in the Browns who got absolutely demolished by the Cowboys. It could have been that situation, but it just stings how, it just feels like you just gave away the game essentially. Wow. It sucks.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all, whoever donates to the channel. We greatly appreciate it over at Roundtable Sports. All right, before we move on to game previews and break down the games that took place over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $3,000, okay? If you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is the place to be. Make sure that you use code YouTube150. Let me repeat that. Code YouTube150 to take advantage of that bonus, all right? Before we move forward, I do want to show you right now what's available. See here. Put it up for you guys. Here you go. The Jacksonville Jaguars are favored. They are -3 against the Cleveland Browns, ladies and gentlemen.
Take that
all right.
Now.
You also have the Tennessee Titans, the underdogs versus the Jets by 3.5. Can they cover? That'll be interesting to see. All right. Also, you have the Houston Texans, big favorites over the Chicago Bears. Man, oh man. Hey, who am I missing here?
Missing the Colts, baby. What do we got? Colts. I'm actually curious.
You're missing last place, man. You're missing last place.
Indianapolis Colts are the favorites.
Shout out to Malik Willis.
Over the Green Bay Packers. Man, -3. So you let us know in the chat, what would you take out of these games? Who would you pick to either win? And check out the over-unders. You can place your bet on the right side of the screen as well, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is the place to go, all right? YouTube 150. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. All right, let's move forward. But before we do, wow, we got 417 overall viewers right now, almost 300 on YouTube and over 130 on Twitter. If you are new to this channel, subscribe right now. And also punch that like button and let us know what team you are representing in the chat. All right. Put your team that you are repping in the chat. All right. So we're going to start off with the first game. The Indianapolis Colts. No, we're going to say that for last, actually. We are going to go with the Tennessee Titans versus the Chicago Bears. As you all know, the Titans suffered a defeat to the Chicago Bears of 24-17. Let's break it all down, and we are going to start with Derek. Tell us what you thought about that game and all the things you took away from it for the Titans and the Bears.
Well, I mean, the number one thing you look at is you see Will Levis is trying to do his best Carson Wentz impression by deciding to throw a I mean, listen, I mean, Rossi, I know Will Levis wasn't around when that happened, but I mean, you would think the Tennessee Titans, you know, in which the team that Carson Wentz did that to, you would think that somebody would tell him throwing it from his chest is not a good idea, especially when you're trying to throw it 15 yards away from where you are currently standing. So hopefully he figures that one out. But yeah, I mean, it is remarkable in the way that the Titans lost it, because am I wrong in saying that they didn't score? What was it? They didn't score an offensive touchdown in that game. Was that how that went? They had like 2 defensive touchdowns and a special teams touchdown. I mean, that is remarkable. And I think I'm more pissed off at the Titans for letting it happen, simply because now you had people coming out on Twitter saying, Caleb Williams, the first time in 20 years that a quarterback drafted number 1 overall, won their debut. It's like, yeah, they didn't win the game because of Caleb Williams, you idiots. They won because the Titans gave it to them. Like, that's ultimately what happened here. And, you know, I think it definitely is a little bit crazy to hear the coach, you know, have those kinds of remarks after the game. I know it's a tough loss, and I know that, you know, what he said might have actually been true, but to say the least, like, you're not supposed to, you know, you don't say that stuff around people, because words like that spread and it becomes a cancer in the locker room. It's a quick way to lose the locker room if you're expressing that you don't have faith in your guys to handle it. And especially with, you know, Will Levis still being a young player and he's still trying to figure it out. I mean, outside of the one terrible pass, I wouldn't necessarily say the fact that Will Levis had a truly awful game. I would just say that that one highlight really just put the stamp on it that, you know, Tennessee just ended up not deserving to win that game. So overall, I don't know, Rossi. I was watching the stat line in Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday. And I was like, I had a feeling something like this would happen. Like, you guys would get off to a lead because you guys were playing correct football. And then I don't know what happened, man. I'd love to get more of your take on it, because, I mean, that was a disastrous end to a game. I don't know how that happened.
Well, let's go over to UCF Jaguar. What is your take on the game? We're going to come to you last, Rossi.
Yeah, this was a funny game because it was like, you know, 2 teams played against each other, and no 2 teams can both lose. I mean, it was like one of those games where it's like neither of these teams really played winning football, but you had to have one of these guys win. And, you know, obviously the Chicago Bears kind of came out on top, even though, you know, Caleb Williams didn't have 100 passing yards. It was, you know, it was sloppy. I mean, it was 2 teams that, you know, a lot of people aren't projecting the Tennessee Titans to be very good, but a lot of people were kind of projecting the Chicago Bears to be pretty good, especially with the number 1 overall pick. And then they also have, you know, a good wide receiving core in there as well. So it was, I'm not really that surprised that it was pretty sloppy, but like with how sloppy it actually was though, and just how, you know, little effect the offense really had in this game, and just the passing attack, it was an interesting one, that's for sure. And like I said, one team had to win, and the Chicago Bears were lucky enough to be that team.
Well, talk to us, Ruben. What were your takeaways from this one?
I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, if you woke up on Monday as a Titans fan, you were sick to your stomach. You don't score an offensive. You don't let the team score an offensive touchdown, and you still lose. Will Levis, he gave the game away for the Titans, and there was so much hype heading into this season with all the weapons surrounding him. You bring in a new running back, he gets his new Mayo cologne, and there is a lot of hype around Will Levis. When you have the other three franchises with young, good quarterbacks, you want yourself to have one too. And Will Levis did not look like that. He looked like the worst quarterback in the division yesterday. And after week one, you had Coach Callahan throwing him under the bus. We have now a potential split at a running back between Spears and Pollard. I think this is just going to be, just continue on going forward for Tennessee. Just was a horrible way to lose week one. And like I said, it was just embarrassing. You gave it away.
Man, oh man, after hearing all of that, Titan Rossi, man, give us your take. How do you feel about your team? What do we need to know? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, it was gut-wrenching. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, the defense was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, and now it's hard to gauge, too, because, and I said this on this show, I mean, Caleb Williams is a rookie. Like, regardless if he's the number one pick, generational talent and all that, regardless, he's still a rookie. And it's hard to, like, say, are the Titans defense going to be like dominant throughout the whole season? I can't say that, it being against a rookie quarterback, like in his first NFL game ever. Now, I mean, with that being said, 93 passing yards, they only allowed 9 points off field goals, 2 sacks, 8 I mean, it was unbelievable, the defensive performance. The first half wasn't bad offensive. We were up 17-0. Like, it was, the first drive was a little crappy, and then we kind of got it going with the running game. Levis made a few plays, and it was like last season. The second half, it was like, I kept asking myself, is Mike Vrabel still there? Like, it was unbelievable how they went so conservative in the second half. Like, and I don't know if it was just like Callahan not having the faith in Levis, or if he was just trying to protect the lead. There's a running joke in Tennessee. Over the last season, we averaged 17 points a game for the past 2 seasons prior to this. So we get to 17 and we're like, we can't even get past 17. And it was embarrassing. I believe before Levis threw that interception with 7 something to go, we're up 17-16. I think if we punt the ball right there, we're probably winning the game. Like, that's how dominant our defense was, and, responding to Derek's comments, like about the coach and all that stuff. Like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, in a way, I think it's kind of like a wake-up call, too, because Will Levis, yes, he's only played 10 games. He hasn't even played a full season, but these mistakes go all the way back to Kentucky. This is why he was not chosen in the first round in the NFL draft. That's why a lot of people passed on him, because they saw these things. And yesterday during the game, there were a lot of moments in the second half, even in the first half, where he was literally running into pressure. Like, he would step left into the pressure instead of perfectly clean pocket, and he would go run towards the pressure, like, intentionally. And it was odd. It was strange. It was weird. The footwork was weird. And it's like, dude, like, man, like, if you're going to be doing that type of stuff, this is going to be a short-lived trip for you in this league. So hopefully he can get these things right, because if not, Mason Rudolph is going to be starting for the Tennessee Titans in week 4 or 5.
Oh my
That's so
God.
crazy. That's so crazy because there's so much hype coming into this season. Will Levis is the guy. Now we're talking about him being changed by week.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
That is wild. How
and
the
look,
how
I
the
never said-
turntables.
I never hyped Levis up. Like I always said on this show,
You're
like
right.
we
Did
don't
he
know
say
what
he
we
was
got.
better than Anthony Richardson a few weeks ago, folks?
He did say that. Oh my God.
I didn't say that.
Did
I
you?
don't think I
Or did you
said
not?
that.
Or was it
No,
just
I
these?
said-
Or
I
was it
said-
just these two?
I said it was up in the air because we haven't seen a lot of both. But if I went back and watched every single play from Anthony Richardson of that game that he had in his hands, and if you compare them both, and I'll sit here and say it on this show, at least for this week, Anthony Richardson looked good. I mean, he was 9 of 20. There were some mistakes, but there was a couple plays he made there where I was like, dang, dude, like this dude is super talented. And
We
he
gonna
was
get to
better.
him.
He was better. So yeah. Anyways.
we definitely gonna get to him. Quick questions, real quick, Rossi, because I don't want to run out of time. Is the O line better than it was last year?
A little bit.
Not
now.
enough to be determined.
A tiny bit. But
They were
Levis was
pressured
running
52%
into
of the
the
time.
pressure. He was running into the pressure. He wasn't staying in the pocket. So it's hard to judge him. It's like the guy's like, hey, I'm going to run this way where they're all at, where they're all blitzing me at, instead of staying in the freaking pocket where it's clean. Like, it's unbelievable, dude. Like, it's insane.
Well, you know I like to instigate things, Rossi. So my internal self can't help it.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan
Yeah.
Tannehill's still available.
I know, dude. I've heard it. Believe me, I've seen it on Twitter all week. Yeah.
Well, last question though, Rossi. Would Vrabel and Tannehill had won this game?
No, dude. Tannehill was washed, dude. I mean, I swear to God, if I ever see Tannehill back in a Titans uniform, I'll quit, man. Like I can't take it.
I'll tell you what,
I can't take
the
it.
Green Bay Packers ain't trying to bring him in, honestly.
I know.
Time will tell. Time will tell, man. All right. Thanks so much, Rossi, man. You guys take a defeat 0-1. But let's move forward to the other game of the week. The Jacksonville Jaguars played a team and they lost 20-17. The Miami Dolphins down in Miami. I want to start with Rossi here. Did you get a chance to watch it? And what were your thoughts of it from what you did catch of the game? Break it down for me.
Yeah, I got to watch some of it. And yeah, I mean, the Jaguars had the lead going into halftime. And kind of like the Titans in a way, not obviously not the offensive side of things. But I mean, they had the lead going into halftime, 17-7, and then Tyreek Hill he exploded in the game after getting arrested or whatever happened where he got thrown down by the cops. He comes out and just shows out in the game. And like I said, Miami, I think they start fast. This is what happens with them. They kind of fizzle off down the road a little bit. And I thought, Jacksonville played them tough. I mean, I think, look, I think Jacksonville's got a decent team, and I think, they're going to get better. And I don't think Miami's that great, to be honest. I think they're going to fizzle out towards the latter half of the season.
Very interesting. What about you, Derek? Can you break it down for us?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to kind of follow that game because it was the same kind of reaction that I was having with the Titans one where I was like, oh man, like the Jags are handling the Dolphins right now. But then, as the game went on, you kind of saw like, the big plays started happening with Tua and Tyreek. We knew it was inevitable. It was going to happen at some point. So, I didn't get to see as much of the game highlights as I did the Tennessee one. I will say though, I mean, that touchdown throw to Brian Thomas, I mean, that was a pretty ball. I mean, oh my gosh, like that was incredible. But yeah, I think that it's a definite unfortunate for the Jaguars, had the lead even late into the game and then proceeded to, lose it at the very end. I mean, at least I can give them credit for at least losing a lead to a high-powered offensive team. I mean, versus what the Titans had to deal with. But yeah, I mean, it's first game. A lot of tweaking to be done about things like that. So, you play a really good team like that, it's 50-50 one way or the other. So it's not like they got blown out. They had their opportunities. I mean, Jacksonville will respond at some point.
All right. Ruben, break it down for us. How did you feel about that Dolphins-Jaguars matchup?
It was tough because at halftime, I'm thinking, oh, my God, Jacksonville was, upsetting Miami. And then it just goes to show you how much one play could change a game. I think it started when Travis Etienne, he ended up fumbling. They recovered in the end zone. Jacksonville, they try to get that momentum back going forward on a 4th and 1 with Travis Etienne. Didn't work out. But they did have some great moments, right? The rookie wide receiver, Brian Thomas Jr., I wanted him for the Houston Texans at number 23. We traded out, but he was going to be a stud for them. He looked like a number 1 guy in the first half, and like UCF said, they just went away from him. Their 2 pass rushers look good, Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker. They just went up against a really good Miami Dolphins team, and for 3.5 quarters, they were in control. It just goes to show you how much momentum plays into the game of football, and once Miami had the momentum, it just looked like they could not do nothing wrong. A tough loss for Jacksonville. I said last week that that UCF was going to come out of it, kind of happy, saying, hey, we went toe-to-toe with one of the best ones. I'm kind of, interested to know how you feel after, the blown loss.
Man, oh man, UCF. Can you let the people know how you feel today about?
Yeah,
the loss?
I mean, no moral victories I've been hearing, man. I mean, 2 years ago when it was like, Trevor Lawrence's first year or whatever, coming off a 3-14 season, Doug Peterson's first year, it's different. But man, we go out there and Jaguars, of course, we had the ball, Travis Etienne rushing into the end zone, which would have turned the game into 24-7 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. That's going to ice the game. There's no way, they're coming back from that. And then they fumble through the end zone, and then all of a sudden, the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill get an 80-yard touchdown the very next play. And then boom, you have this huge swing in 10 seconds. And it was it was embarrassing. And then just the fact that there were a few critical things that happened in that game. Of course, I mentioned the fumble into the end zone, but also Christian Kirk dropped 2 key third down catches. Okay. It's in these NFL games, you only have a certain amount of times where you possess the ball. And then when you're Mr. Reliable Receiver and you go out there and you drop these balls on third down that should be caught, you're just forcing your team to punt and giving the other team the ball. And that was pitiful. And then the coaching, the Jaguars did so well in the first half by playing a balanced attack, but also just leaning on Trevor Lawrence's arm. I think Trevor Lawrence had 2 pass attempts in the second half. What are we doing? Why are we trying to run the ball when our offensive line blows? What are we doing? Seriously, we couldn't do anything. We whenever in the NFL, the Jaguars start off so good, but it doesn't matter. You could be the best team for 42 minutes, but that sometimes isn't good enough. Sometimes it's the best about who is the best in the fourth quarter, and the Jaguars straight up sucked. Okay, we gave this game away. We played pitiful. Doug Peterson, that was a miserable coach game. This is one of the worst losses I've ever seen. I'll be honest, for the Jaguars. Wow. I mean, this is just you are a team that has been battle tested. You're a team that's been to the playoffs, and you go out there and you hand the game over like that. Come on, the whole entire coaching staff, besides the defense coordinator, honestly, the offensive side should be ashamed of themselves. And I hope they can come back and figure something out. But that was just embarrassing, pitiful. And they should be absolutely ashamed of themselves.
Man, oh man, oh man. Well, UCF, if it makes you feel any better, every team in the AFC South will have the same result versus the Dolphins. All right. That's right, Ruben. We got a few super chats, man. Send Press Taylor to the sun. Tekken world.
Tekken is my world.
Tekken is my, see, I'm so terrible. Tekken is my world. Salute to you. All right. The Garf said Jags roster is a Ferrari. Jags coaches outside Nielsen is corrected. Man, oh man. But we got that game out of the way, okay? Let's just hear a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Now, you'll probably notice that half of our representatives at Roundtable Sports always have their undies in a bunch when it comes to their favorite NFL team. And listen, I'm sure that they're getting sick of that feeling where they're feeling a wedgie rather than a warm hug. Maybe they want to say goodbye to uncomfortable chafing and hello to the softest underwear they will ever wear. Well, folks, let me introduce you to Shinesty.com, the underwear company that is here to revolutionize the underwear game. Let's be honest, life is too short for boring undies. These are so soft, y'all. You won't even realize you're wearing them. With the moisture-wicking technology and a perfect fit that never rides up, you'll quite literally feel like your balls are floating on a cloud all day long. And look at some of these absolute designs. And get this, folks, if you use our code at checkout, you can get an additional 15% off your order, RTS15. Remember, supporting our sponsors is a way to support us over at Roundtable Sports. So stop neglecting your balls and give them the gift of Shinesty underwear. Link is in description.
Shinesty, ladies and gentlemen, link is in the description of the video. Before we move on to the divisional matchup of the week, we have 676 people watching right now. This is insane. 403 on YouTube, 273 on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube family so you can join into this party in the chat. Okay, come to YouTube, subscribe, and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. We have this amount of people. We should have over 250 likes. So show your love and support to the channel by punching the like button right here on the AFC South. Your favorite creators will be together all season, battling it out right here on this one platform. Titans equal ocean pollution. Man, y'all pretty tough today. Y'all going in. All right. All right, we do have a divisional matchup this week. A divisional matchup. All right. We had the Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts. Derek, man, you can smile sometimes, Derek. It's all right. 29-27. So what I will say before we dive into this one, tight divisional game. Very close, tight divisional game. It shows you both teams came to battle, but one ended up superior, and that was the Houston Texans. UCF, talk to us about this game. What are your takeaways? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, exciting game for sure. You know, Derek said something nice about my quarterback, so I'll say nice about his. He had that was a really sweet touchdown throw he had. I mean, it was something where like the throw shouldn't have been made because it was like all upper body, you know, no lower body, and just kind of to have the zip on it that he did. And look, I actually do kind of like Anthony Richardson. I know, you know, off-season stuff, there's kind of a lack of stuff to talk about. So, you know, it's just kind of fun seeing Derek get a little bit riled up. But it'll be exciting to kind of see how he does in the AFC South. But, you know, yeah, the Texans, they made a lot of moves in the offseason, and they all showed up. You know, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, a couple of them, you know, most importantly. And, you know, they grinded out a gutty win, you know, much like the Jaguars did in Indianapolis in week 1 last year. We as Jaguar fans thought we would, you know, mow through them, and, you know, they came out and really fought. And this is another game where both teams fought really hard, and the Texans earned the W. So, yeah, they are now leading the AFC South once again.
Man, oh, man. Talk to me, Titan Rossi. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Colts are scrappy. You know, they've been scrappy. Last year they were scrappy. I mean, given the circumstances and all that. And look, I talked about Anthony Richardson earlier. There were a lot of throws I'm sure he wished he would have had back, but there were some plays that were killer too. I mean, the Ashton Dolan, I think was his name. I mean, and that was a heck of a play by the receiver too. But I mean, there were some plays where AR, he just kept them in the game. You know what I mean? He didn't make he made a couple mistakes, but not like Will Levis did. I guess you could probably say one mistake might have jeopardized the game for the Colts with AR, but I mean, the nail in the coffin was the 4th and 2 when they converted for the touchdown to Diggs there. I mean, that was kind of nail in the coffin. They came back, scored a touchdown, but it was kind of a little too late at that point. But yeah, I mean, the Colts fought, and I was pretty impressed with Anthony Richardson. For the most part, I was pretty impressed with the way that he played. And I think it's, I think this division is going to be a battle. I don't know how the Titans are going to fare. I cannot say that, but I think, as far as the Colts and the Jags and the Texans, I think it's going to be a battle, man. We play each other tough. I mean, most of the time, any of these teams play each other, it's tough, no matter what the record is.
Man, oh man. So we've heard from UCF and Titan Rossi. Derek, it's your turn.
Well, to piggyback off what Rossi just said, yeah, I mean, it's not like some of these other divisions where some of these guys, some of these games, they get blown out by like 20 or 30. These teams always play each other really hard. And I will give props to the Texans here, man. I mean, they beat the Colts at their own game, man. I mean, they ran the ball down our throats. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. And CJ Stroud obviously did what he did. I mean, we all expected him to look like this, but he looked really good. Looked as good as we remembered, and he made the plays that were needed in order for them to be able to win the game. And props to them. I mean, they played a really great game. But I will say, going to the actual Indianapolis side of this, I was impressed with Anthony Richardson. Again, people care way too much about completion percentage. Give me 9 completions where you're averaging 25 yards a catch versus giving me 20 catches where you're averaging 7 yards a catch. Like I really could care less about the completion percentage, because that shows you the amount of big throws that he made in that game. And that's just special. I mean, there's some of the plays he made. I mean, everyone knows it. Like there's only a few quarterbacks in the NFL that could make some of the plays that Anthony Richardson did on Sunday. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough of them. That's the problem. A.D. Mitchell in that game. I mean, Ruben, you probably saw it looking at it, watching that live. He was open about 3 or 4 separate times that should have been touchdowns had Anthony Richardson connected with him on all of those. I mean, A.D. Mitchell might have had the greatest rookie debut in the history of the NFL had AR connected with him on every single one. But as far as the interception went, I mean, the tight end fell on the turf. I mean, what the hell are you going to do? I mean,
it was inaccurate.
No. Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape. He fell at the top of that route, and that ball was within catching range. Okay. So it wasn't on AR. That is Kylan Granson for falling down. And I mean, again, outside of that, you're right. The inconsistencies are there. And, people forget that this is only his 5th game in the NFL. He's got to get more consistent, and not having Josh Downs in that game certainly did hurt in this game, not being able to hit the mid-range, not being able to complete on some short routes and stuff. But as far as the rest of it goes, I mean, the Colts didn't run the ball the way that I expected them to. There just wasn't a lot of big runs that kind of came into it. And then on the defensive side, that's what concerns the hell out of me. This defensive line that, when Grover Stewart is in there, I mean, even when Grover Stewart was in there, I mean, this Houston Texans team was running inside zone and outside zone runs the whole damn game. And somehow, some way, nobody was filling in gaps. I honestly have no idea why or how it happened. But Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed got bullied. A bunch of guys on the defensive line got bullied. I question the snap counts of some of the defensive line rotation, which I think had something to do with it. And, the secondary, I felt bad for the secondary, because as bad as they were, I think it was even worse because of the fact that we couldn't stop the run. I mean, that was what the problem was. So at the end of the day, I mean, I have a lot more concerns now. It's kind of weird. I have more concerns about the defense now than what I do about Anthony Richardson and the offense going forward, which is definitely a little bit crazy to say the least. But yeah, it definitely sucked to lose that game. I'm proud of the fact that, you know, you kept it to within 2 practically the whole game. Every time the Texans looked like they were about to start running away with it, the Colts just never turned away. You know, when you look at what AR and Alec Pierce did in that game, I mean, it was truly spectacular. And it also stinks not having the ball for more than 6 minutes in the second half. That also kills you because the defense could never get off the field. But hey, I mean, you know, we played them tough, and I feel like there's a lot of room for growth. Don't know what we're going to do at the cornerback position, which kind of definitely is a concern. But again, people care way too much about the accuracy in which Anthony Richardson was throwing on Sunday. That stuff is going to get adjusted over time, but those big plays, just something that you're just not able to teach. And yeah, congrats to the Texans on winning that one.
Man, oh man, oh man. Let's hear from the victor of the division this week. Ruben, break it all down for us, man.
You know, Derek's saying this is only his 5th game, but we've been hearing about these 10 damn quarters all off season. And this game meant a lot for Indianapolis. It really did. You saw the crowd. You saw leading up to the podcast with Zaire Frank and the EJ Speed. Oh, we're ready for them. We're ready. I did not feel EJ Speed and Zaire Franken at all on Sunday. And here's the thing, Derek, and I'll give, you know, AR5 his credit here. He has that wow factor. He has that big play ability. He reminds me of a young Deshaun Watson. When Watson first came in the league, he was just slinging that thing all around. Who cares about percentages? But when it comes down to it, Anthony Richardson is not making that 3rd and 11 throw that CJ Stroud made to Nico Collins. And that's what wins you the football game. And I like you said, I would have more concerns about your defense. This front 7 on paper is very good. And for the Houston Texans offensive line that played their first game together in 2 seasons, had 159 yards by Joe Mixon, 200 rushing yards overall. It is very concerning. And with the passing attack for the Houston Texans, I feel like they just haven't clicked together just yet, which is scary that they still put up 29 points. But this was a game, and that our captain Jimmy Ward said it was a playoff game, a must-win game, and the Houston Texans went into where, Derek, say it with me, the Stroud House, and walked out with the horse's head. Right? You better warm up that singing voice, because this is our Colts, and I cannot wait for that edition. I mean, so much trash talk leading up to this game. One team backed it up, and I haven't seen a Colts fan since. I'll tell you that right now. You already have Colts fans saying, I am done with Anthony Richardson. It's so crazy how week one can affect people, but not everyone could be the Houston Texans, boys.
I want to make one more point on Anthony Richardson, by the way. Everyone cares so much about the accuracy on Sunday. I also want to remind people that Anthony Richardson had the 2nd best QBR and the 6th best passer rating in the entire NFL this week. So again, just some stats that I'm sure will go over the heads of every other person in this chat or beyond that watches this.
The second best passer rating?
He had the 6th best passer rating, and he was 8th in EPA too.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, you can say what you want about the accuracy, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's hope. And you know what? I mean, I'm looking forward to more games like this in the division. I love it when games are this close. I hate when, we see teams keep getting blown out every once in a while, even in the division. I love these close games. They're fun.
Man, oh man, I'm not even gonna lie, man. This chat don't like you, Derek, boy.
They hate me. Bro. They hate me. They are the Texans.
They're going
I'm laughing at some of these comments.
It was the slipping comment that got you.
I keep looking over in here. It's just
it just goes back to what Derek said, right? On Derek's show, he said on those big plays with AR5, it's like you're outside with your best friend and you throw it up and it comes down with it. That's not going to happen every single week. And on 2 of those 3 deep balls, Jimmy Ward was a victim. And I don't think that's going to be the case going forward. You will see your rookie safety, Kalen Bullock, who picked off AR5 in the red zone after that inaccuracy pass, who almost had another interception in the red zone if it wasn't for Henry To'oTo'o breaking that pass up. But like I said, I feel like you guys this season are going to live and die by the big play. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. You saw it in week 1. It did not happen. And when it came down to the quarterback making the right play, number 7 did.
Wow.
And wait. No. I'm not done yet because I was hearing that Jonathan Taylor was going to rush for 150 yards. Ooh. Wrong player. It was Joe Mixon with 150. Hey, JT, not even 50 yards, not even 60 yards. You were saying, for the past 3-4 years, we've been able to run over the Houston Texans. This is a new era, Derek, and I'm glad you were the first victim. Latu, where was he? I thought it was going to be.
He did have 5 pressures.
I thought it was going to be 3 sacks. I didn't see anything
in that game. So.
There was so much trash talking, and only one team lived up to the hype. So here's the thing: once this passing attack lives up to the hype, and this running game keeps on going, who's stopping us?
UCF.
I mean, we'll see y'all soon.
Week 4,
baby. Week 4.
Dude, I need that get back, bro.
We're gonna go to Houston again and win, man. For the third year in a row, we're gonna go to Houston and win.
I can't
wait. Shout out to Abelardo Ruiz. Can the Texans hang with the Chiefs?
To be honest,
they run the ball like that. Hell yeah.
I mean, you get in 5.7 yards on the ground, bro. You're gonna have a chance in the game, which was surprising with a front 4 of Buckner and Grover Stewart, and they get manhandled by Kenyon Green, who missed all of last year, and Juice Scruggs, who missed the first part of last year. And it was insane to see the Houston Texans run the ball. And you heard Joe Mixon say post game, it was the first time I ran beat behind a fullback in a long time. So our offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick, he had something cooking.
Hey Ruben, off topic, but what anime you like besides One Piece?
Okay, so you see right back here, that's the Demon Slayer poster of Rengoku and Tanjiro. That's my second favorite anime, Demon Slayer, man.
Hey man, nobody's better than Goku, but no, that's a different subject. All right, y'all. Listen, man. First of all, this is a crazy night on the AFC South. Like literally 830 people watching right now, 470 on YouTube, 361 on Twitter. Again, if you're on Twitter, get over here to YouTube so you can get into this party chat. This chat is going crazy, man. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for those who donated to the channel. Thank you for showing love and support to the AFC South Roundtable. We got more for y'all. Before we get out of here, we want to show you right now, if you love your team and you want to rep your team, Roundtable Sports Shop, roundtablesports.shop, ladies and gentlemen, has you covered. Okay, right now they have the election collection. Indianapolis, make the Colts great again. Jacksonville, make the Jags great again. Stroud, Collins, 2024. All of these come in different colors, ladies and gentlemen. That Richardson, Steichen, 2024 is pretty dope as well. We got the hats, the t-shirts, the hoodies for the winter. Levis Hopkins, I'm not sure that's going to sell right now. But Lawrence Thomas Jr., still hope for the future, baby. We have everything you need at roundtablesports.shop. So supporting the channel. Music City hats are in the house. Houston football, I mean, we got everything you need, ladies and gentlemen. Duval football, just come check it out. And we also have the AFC South merch. So on Tuesday nights when you're watching, you can sip with the pint glass or the mug. You can have your hoodie, your beanie, your caps on, whatever you like. We got you covered over here, okay? I guess they took it down. I got to search for it, but I know we still have that Houston Texans division winners shirt as well. All right. So again, make sure you check out the shop, roundtablesports.shop. The link is in the description of the video. Also in the description of the video are all 4 of these creators' links to their channels. 800 people watching right now. You are tripping if you're not subscribed to all 4 of these guys. If you're not a fan of their team, you should be subscribed so you could be over there talking trash. All right. So make sure you go subscribe to all 4 of your hosts right here on the AFC South Roundtable. All right. In 2 days, we will be dropping the preview video, the next matchups for all 4 teams. We will be talking about them, breaking them down, discussing who we think are going to win, the score predictions. So turn your notifications on so that you don't miss the show. All right. Last but not least, if you're not subscribed, you're crazy. Make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. It's at 3,870 subs. This channel should get to 4,000 subs before you know it. Let's get it to 4K, ladies and gentlemen. The AFC South doing bigger and better things. Titan Rossi, last words for the audience.
Yeah, man. Nah, y'all been killing it for the channel here. We appreciate it. And I'm hoping that Will Levis can get it going, because if not, it's gonna be a long season, boys.
Will Levis, time will tell. Hey, UCF, talk to us. Last words for the Jags.
Just 5 more days. Like, get this stupid game out of my. Look, I know I'm ranting. I'm still butthurt about the way that the Jaguars coaching staff just choked that one away when they had the game. They had the game won, but whatever. It's only one game, 16 games left. I mean, you live on. You know what I'm saying? We got another week coming, so yeah.
It is Overreaction Monday, so everybody take a step back. Derek, talk to us. Your last words.
Yeah, no doubt. Overreaction Monday is an understatement, but yeah, man, it's great to have football back. Glad to chalk it up with these guys one more time. And Dalton, we'll see you week 5. Rossi, we'll see you week 6. And Ruben, I can't wait for week 8, baby. You're gonna be
rematch.
You're gonna be reminded. It's all right.
Oh my God. Ruben, stop, man.
Oh, the disrespect out here, man. It's crazy.
Ruben, give us your final words, brother.
Hey, listen, it's fun being at the top, man. H-Town 2 redrown. We got the Bears next, and I cannot wait to crucify them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of today's episode. Make sure you guys subscribe to everyone else's channel. They do a fantastic job. I'm so happy we're back, boys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. AFC South Roundtable signing out. Don't forget, this stream was powered by BetUS. They are offering a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Take advantage of that using code YouTube150. Don't miss out. BetUS. If you're looking for a sports book, they're the place to be. We love you all. We'll see you all soon. AFC South. We'll see you next week. Oh, 2 days. We're dropping the video for you guys. Peace. We are out.
Now, you'll probably notice that half of our representatives at Roundtable Sports always have their undies in a bunch when it comes to their favorite NFL team. And listen, I'm sure that they're getting sick of that feeling where they're feeling a wedgie rather than a warm hug. Maybe they want to say goodbye to uncomfortable chafing and hello to the softest underwear they will ever wear. Well, folks, let me introduce you to Shinesty.com, the underwear company that is here to revolutionize the underwear game. Let's be honest, life is too short for boring undies. These are so soft, y'all. You won't even realize you're wearing them. With the moisture-wicking technology and a perfect fit that never rides up, you'll quite literally feel like your balls are floating on a cloud all day long. And look at some of these absolute designs. And get this, folks, if you use our code at checkout, you can get an additional 15% off your order, RTS15. Remember, supporting our sponsors is a way to support us over at Roundtable Sports. So stop neglecting your balls and give them the gift of Shinesty underwear. Link is in description.
Roundtable Sports Network brings you NFL divisional debate coverage on a weekly basis from your favorite content creators across YouTube, featuring the AFC East Roundtable live Monday and Wednesday evenings, the AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST. The NFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST. The AFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST. The NFC East Roundtable live Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Roundtable Sports. Real coverage from real fans.